Good morning from Kaaterskill High Peak. It's Saturday, June the 16th. My last spring weekend hike. Summer's on its way, and we're on Kaaterskill High Peak today up in the Catskills. This is the summit. You can see we have a couple of cairns marking the spot. A couple of trails going off here and there. Couldn't find a benchmark, so the GPS has me located at the peak. And this is the first time I've actually downloaded and used a GPS app because this is technically a trailless peak, even though it follows some snowmobile trails. The last, I don't know, probably quarter of a mile is like a bushwhack, but there is trails that you can follow if you pay attention. Unfortunately, I got lost twice, even with the GPS. So, that said, I'll take a few more pictures on the way down, show you. If I video anything, it's going to be this. Arguably the best view from the trail. Over here, this is the eastern section of the Devil's Path, looking right across. Indian Head, Twin, Sugarloaf, and Plateau Mountain. See, it drops right off in the valley. The Indian Head Wilderness over here from Kaaterskill. With that, go back into the woods and head on down. There's no real terribly steep parts, but probably 4 or 5 places that goes through the rocks where you'll need to just set your hand down for balance to help you out. That's about as technical as it gets. Going underneath this rock here, which is pretty cool. Tree growing on top and then the big shelf underneath. Oh, it's pretty. This is the really only unmarked section, but as you can see, it's pretty worn in. Not too terribly difficult to follow. And from here it meets up with some snowmobile trails. It's the intersection. To take the turn, it gets a little tricky. I'll show you that when we get down. So we're coming up on the critical turn in the trail, which if it's summertime, you're not going to have any problems. Spring or fall, but come winter, if you're covered in snow, I don't know how you're going to find it without a GPS. It's these boards, basically. You're coming off of a snowmobile trail here. Runs this way. I came up from this way. And as you're walking along, you have to look to your left. That's what you're looking for. There's no cairns anything to mark it, but you're looking to go up that way. Because the snowmobile trail pretty much travels on the flat this way and this way. That's the way you want to go. So if you missed it, you're not alone. I know other people that have missed that turn off. So now for the about 2.5 miles of pretty much flat walking through the forest. This is really nice. Temperature starting to come up a little bit. It was I left on the trail just a little bit after 6 a.m. and it was 53 degrees. Highest forecast for 80 today. Starting to warm up a little bit. Starting to see some more bugs and other people on the trail. So I'll get back to you later. And there's another divergence in the trail, which luckily they have marked because it's a snowmobile trail, not a foot trail. So it's not maintained. So you don't want to go up that way, you want to go this way, well marked. Pretty nice day out, folks. Well, down at one more intersection from the right, and I'm actually headed left, and they don't have that marked because, again, it's not a maintained trail, but just a snowmobile trail. Try to show you on the section of the map that I have here. Made a copy. So there's the peak. We came down, met up with the first snowmobile trail that goes around. This is a little spur that goes down to the second trail, which is also the long path, though it's not marked. And we're going to go back down here, down to Platte Clove. So that's about 3.3 miles, according to the map. Nice little walk, pretty flat. And there is a cairn marking this section of the trail, so this is pretty easy to spot. When you get up toward the top, it's difficult. So. Heading on back. Always interesting to find fungi or mushrooms out walking around. And came across this earlier on my way up. This tree pretty well dead, being consumed by what I know to be pheasant back. Oh, we just scared up a quail right there too. Pheasant back mushroom. Or dryad. These are old. They're like wood. So they're not gonna, they don't have any value to us. But they're a pretty mushroom. When they're younger, they are edible. Slice them up real thin because they get woody real quick. So. As muddy as it is on other parts of the trail, you have parts like this that obviously dry creek beds. See some of the algae that's growing there when the water is around. Oh, it's a bonus. What do we have over here? Kind of looks like a reshe. I'll have to get back to you. I'm starting to come across quite a few people now. Getting later in the day. It's about 11:30 in the morning. people are out and about. Not terribly crowded though. Only, let's see, one, two, I think 6 people so far. The bridge they built here for the snowmobiles to get across this little creek. Popular snowmobile trail. So this is the bottom section of the trail. It's relatively flat for about 1.5 miles here. It's pretty easy going. They do maintain this. This is a maintained trail by the DOC, the DEC, I'm sorry, foot trail and snowmobile. And the local clubs will come in and put up these little walkways so you don't have to walk in the mud. Looking down, it looks like there's tire tracks. Like somebody was driving up here though. It's interesting. Imagine if somebody needed to be rescued at one point. I could see them doing that, but that happens once in a while. And here we are at the last turn of the trail. Over here it goes up to a place called Huckleberry Point. And we just came down that way from Kaaterskill High Peak. And this heads back to Platte Clove. And I actually did miss this trail because I turned too soon. You can see here over there these trees are painted. This is all private property in here. Not supposed to be in there. But I took a wrong turn and ended up in there and ended up bushwhacking through, so short transgression. So this brings us about 1 mile to the parking lot. Pretty eroded and rocky, but all a gentle slope. Okay, we're at the end, and when I left this morning there was one other car here besides me, a little bit after 12. Give you a look around. Morning. Hey. At the spot there. They're all over the place here. This is interesting. I'm not going to sign out. This is just pure retardedness. Anyways, hope you guys have fun. See you next time. Happy hiking.